the channel, we climb into the animated Spider-Verse as we throw it back to the Spider-Man animated series with the Hasbro Pulse exclusive 2-pack of Doc Ock and Aunt May.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Hasbro Pulse exclusive unboxing and review. And today, from the Spider-Man animated series, we've got Dr. Octopus and we've got Aunt May. But for all your non-Hasbro Pulse exclusives, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $59 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And I do expect in 6 months, a year, what is time as we say, this will be on the Entertainment Earths of the world if you want to be patient and wait for that kind of stuff, as we have seen that with the X-Men animated series figures. They are no longer just on Hasbro Pulse and Disney website, Disney Store. There we go, Disney Store. You can buy those in multiple places now. Got to expect the same thing out of these eventually. As we always say, Hasbro, Mattel, NECA, McFarlane, they want every penny from you, and they'll get it one way or the other, But we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's see what old Spider-Man animated series 2-pack is up to. But this time, Aunt May and Doc Ock, as it says right there. Nice artwork from back in the day. Love that Spider-Man classic logo. To me, when I close my eyes, think of the Spider-Man logo. That's it all day long. Old school Marvel Comics logo also hits me right there. On the side, get a little glamour shot to action. Love the VHS style packaging. Looks like a VHS box set. And we always say it with these. It's funny how people complain about the plastic-free packaging. Nobody complains on something like this. So when done right, I think it gets the point across, but doesn't work for a lot of people in the regular edition stuff, that is for sure. Spider-Man logo on the very top. Nothing fun down here. On the back, not a whole lot of fun either. Little glamour shot action, UPC's warnings, all that kind of stuff going on. Without further ado, let's see what's going on in here. Let's get these two out of the package. See what all the fuss is about, because there's fuss. Oh, believe me, there's fuss. A lot of people fussing about this Doc Ock, and a lot of people fussing about Aunt May as usual. There's always fuss with Aunt May. Spider-Man style, bam, see you later. Goodbye. And of course, I'm going to save these. I have these all displayed like this, or I should say like this, on a bookshelf, and we're going to go off to the side. See you later for the old gentle. See you later. We got all the Doc Ock tentacles going on here. Very interesting. And we got Aunt May, it looks like. Yep, Aunt May. Cardboard. See you later. Off to the side. Doc Ock right here. More cardboard. Off to the side. Now we get the old parchment paper programming. That's the second part of the show. Is first start with cardboard, then we go parchment paper. Bam! See you later. Goodbye. What do we got here? We got some extra Aunt May hands. Oh, Aunt May, she's got fists. We'll talk about those. See you later. Goodbye. Now we got Doc Ock hands over here. A lot going on. A lot going on with this pack. See you later. Goodbye. Then finally Aunt May. Pull her out. Bam! See you later. Goodbye. Let's get down to business here. We're going to go ladies first. We're going to bust out our old good girl Aunt May right here. Aunt May looking interesting. Aunt May, an interesting looking one, that is for sure. We do get 2 fists of fury for her. If the chips are down and there's no other heroes to be, Aunt May, she's going to put up her dukes and she's going to take on anybody she needs to. She's got 2 fists to do it with. She also has the 2 slapping hands over here. So choose your own Aunt May hand adventure. Now, Aunt May, and once again, when I think of Aunt May, this is kind of the Aunt May I do usually think of. I think of the old lady. I don't think of the Marissa Tomei style from the movie. That just doesn't kind of put in my imagination Aunt May. Maybe I'm getting too old. I don't know. But I think of a very old lady like this. And you know who this actually looks like to me? This looks, for you wrestling fans, this looks a lot like a Linda McMahon figure is what this looks like. Very interesting. It looks like a little older Linda McMahon, but I haven't seen her in a while. She is getting older. She's no spring chicken. But this could really be an 80s, or I wouldn't say 80s, 90s Linda McMahon figure. It really, really could be. So wrestling collectors, you might have something here. Who knows? Maybe a little paint. You could kind of make it match a Mattel, something like that. I don't know. But a very old lady hairdo. What is it with these old ladies? They always get their hair cut really short. Is there a reason old ladies don't like to have long hair? I need to ask my wife that. She has all the answers on old ladies, and I'll find that out. But most old ladies have short hair for the most part. Maybe they don't want the upkeep. I don't know. And I'm going to have to come to that day eventually where, do I cut this off? Do I get rid of this? Do I want to upkeep this? What happens when it starts going gray? Because it'll never go bald. I don't have baldness in my family, so I should be good there. But what do you do when it goes gray? What happens when it gets gray right here and then the rest is brown? It looked like a skunk or something. It would look weird. I don't know. That's for a different video. That's for a different time. That's for future Kyle is what that is. But we got Aunt May here looking very worried. She's worried about little Peter. She's worried Peter's into some trouble there. She's got blonde hair going on, big blue eyes. Kind of got a little bit of, almost looks like a basset hound. She's got those wrinkles going on in her face. But just a very, very worried look on her face. I don't know if I really like that a lot. I don't know. But it definitely is Aunt May from the animated series. She's got a tie on for some reason. Not sure why an old lady would be wearing a tie and a dress shirt and an overcoat, like suit coat. Very weird. And she's got the skirt on and these shoes. I don't know. She looks like she's running for office. She's going to be mayor or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But an interesting looking figure. But a lot of a traffic cone going on here. There's not a lot of mobility on this one. Of course, the head back and forth, side to side. Arms going to go all the way around. Single jointed elbows. Hands back and forth, side to side. Hands removable. But then we get nothing really here. You get a little bit of waist articulation. You can move around. You do get some leg articulation, but you can't do a whole lot with it because of this tight skirt, this tight plastic skirt that's on there. Then you get the ankles back and forth, and that's pretty much it. Just an interesting look, you know, interesting colors as well. Definitely feels very 90s, very dated. I guess it looks like maybe she's going to Easter dinner somewhere. I don't know what she's up to. Aunt May, she's tough to keep track of, that's for sure. But does she fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Of course, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Not really. She does barely. She's got not the. She doesn't have the deepest of holes, old Aunt May. It's just a little hole she's got there. So, but she does fit just barely on there. So Aunt May fits. It's okay. It's a figure we definitely need. I'm definitely disturbed by the lack of Aunt May figures over the years. There hasn't been enough Aunt May figures. I don't know what's up with that. And of course, you can't have Aunt May without Peter Parker, and they're going to get a selfie together, old school style. But you got to have Peter Parker from the animated series, the retro Peter Parker. But to me, I just call this animated series, I guess, even though it's not quite the same. Similar but different. Similar but different, we'll call that. But we do have these two here together. So you get Peter and Aunt May all together now, a family function. We'll just lay him off to the side. Now we're going to turn our attention to the big bad Dr. Octopus, and I guess this is the Aunt May in Peril 2-pack, as Dr. Ock is trying to grab Aunt May and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of makes sense with this 2-pack because Dr. Octopus is a little bit more deluxe. Aunt May, a little bit more plain Jane. I think cost-wise and everything, they kind of even each other out a little bit. I think that's what Hasbro was doing. That is my best guess. But just like Aunt May, Dr. Octopus, he came to fight if need be. He has 2 fists of yellow fury right here. Of course, Doc Ock in his yellow and green colors. As we all know, huge Oakland A's fan. Huge A's fan back in the day. 1989 was his year, just like it was my year. What a year 89 was. And then we followed it up in 1990, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. Man, what a time to be alive that 6-month window was. But he's got the yellow and green, like a young Terry Steinbach. Shout out to Terry Steinbach, as usual. Good friend of the channel. But let's dive into this Dr. Octopus figure. We got the 2 fists, and then we do get the tentacles. Now, these tentacles are interesting. We got 4 of them here, and we've seen this before. We're going to do some comparisons to some prior Dr. Octopuses later in this video as well. But the one thing that really, what we've been wanting for a long time, finally coming to fruition with this one here, is the bendy wires in the tentacles. So you can move them around, mix them up, match them. And the cool thing is you can take these and put these in the prior versions of Dr. Octopus if you really want to. So you can mix and match, do whatever you need to with these. That's going to make a lot of people happy because maybe you don't like this Dr. Octopus so much, but you like one of the other ones. You can move these tentacles over there, switch them back and forth, things like that. Now, one thing I have heard from a few people, I have had a few people reach out to me. They DM me and say, hey, I got this, and I had some issues. I hate that because you guys know I don't really watch anybody else's reviews. Nothing against anybody else, but I don't want to be influenced by anybody else's opinion. I want to go in with my straight opinions on these things. But I did see this from a few people messaging me saying that their end pieces on the Dr. Octopus, some of them had 4. One guy had 4 of them that were closed. One guy had 4 that were opened. So I don't know if they're supposed to be 2 and 2, I would assume. That's what I got here. Not everybody did get that. So I guess you'll choose your own tentacle adventures is what you'll end up doing right there. But looking at these here, they're a nice bluish silver tone color to them. Like I said, they do have bendy wire in them, so you can mix and match them, move them around however you want to. They got an open claw and a closed claw on there, so kind of mix and match back and forth. And you do get a little bit of movement out of the end of these as well, so you can do some stuff if you really needed to. But definitely the best tentacles we've had so far. That bendy wire is a true game changer to do different positionings and things like that. But then Mr. Octavius right here, Doc Ock. This just brings me back to the old school 90s Toy Biz Dr. Octopus figure. Had that, loved that figure. Definitely looks a lot like that with the glasses and the, what was it, Mo from the Three Stooges haircut. Oh, shout out to the Three Stooges. Young Kyle, when he was like 6 or 7, getting ready to go to school in the morning, every morning I'd be watching some Three Stooges. Oh, still holds up, still holds up. Just get Shemp out of here, I guess. I don't know. But definitely looks good. I like the skin tone color on Doc Ock here. He's got kind of a perturbed face. That's what it is. He's perturbed. He's not too happy about something. Glasses are not removable. They were wrapped all the way around the head there. And like I said, he's got the old mushroom haircut. Very 90s. Very 90s. It's like they put a bowl over it and shaved everything around it is what they ended up doing there. An interesting feeling figure here, as I guess it's been a while since we saw first images of this pack, and I just assumed it was going to be a straight up repaint from the other ones, but this is a different figure than the other ones, at least as far as I'm concerned right now. I guess we'll see when we compare them. But we do get the pinless joints on the knees, pinless joints on the elbows. Man, the hit's being played here today at the table. Arms do go around, however, blocked by his shoulder pads here. You do get the side-to-side on the bicep cut. Like I said, double-jointed pinless elbows. You get these big forearm guards, and then the hands back and forth, side-to-side, hands removable. He's got one crazy kind of gnarly hand, and then he's got one gripping hand. Choose your own hand adventure, as we do say. No hula hoop at the top. You do get waist articulation, back and forth, side-to-side. Plenty of head movement on him. He does get those big old Doc Ock splits if he needs to. You do get a thigh cut. Double jointed, pinless knees, playing all the hits. Boot cut, ankles back, forth, side to side. So we do get all that kind of action going on. And then these just plug straight into his side, into his backpack. Not sure if we'd have to heat them up or anything, but they do just fit in there. They seem to just, lost one. So it looks like you got to really get them in there a little bit. They aren't the tightest, I will say. But they do definitely stick in. It's just, you got to be careful. See, that's going to be annoying. That's what I was just going to say. I can see it. You put these in and it knocks the other one out, and we're already seeing it, and we're seeing it again. So I am not a huge fan of that, obviously. I wish they fit a little bit tighter, had a little deeper hole. Yes, everybody wants a deep hole. Aunt May would like a deeper hole, too. She doesn't got a deep hole in that foot. But see, look at that. They kind of, I'm not a fan of this. I'm going to have to play around with it, but I don't like what I'm seeing there. They are not sticking in very well at all. What is up with that, as the Hurricane would say? Oh, come on. Oh, this could be some hot garbage here. I'm not sure. I really like this Dr. Octopus, but I definitely do not like this. I don't like the pain and suffering I'm having right here. Yeah, I don't know. I think Hasbro could have had a better design here. We need those in there to stick. They need to be a firmer click and connect in here. That is not happening, as you've seen me try do multiple times. I mean, I'm putting them in as hard as I can, as far as I can. You just do one of these, and you're off. And then you just imagine a figure knocking against that, your hand knocking against that. Not really a game changer I was hoping for. I got to be honest there. I'm a little... I'm pretty disappointed in these things. I'm not the biggest fan. Not exactly sure how this works, and I don't think I'm doing anything wrong here. So that is very, very frustrating that these just fall right out. They're too heavy to stick into the backpack. I mean, that's a pretty big flaw of this figure. I think I'd have to agree on that. That is very, very disappointing. I mean, that is the main part of this figure. You had to think they tried this kind of stuff out and played around with it a little bit, right? I don't know. Maybe I'll try to heat it up. Maybe that'll make a difference. I don't think it will. These just fall right out. What are we doing? This doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. That's what I say about this one right here. Does he at least fit on a ringside collectible stand? Hey, we got that going for it. Gonna have to figure out those later. I don't know if there's a magic touch, if there's something I'm missing. I don't think there's something I'm missing, so I don't know. That is a bit disappointing. A lot disappointing, really, at the end of the day. Of course, Doc Ock, no stranger here. We got this Doc Ock. This was part of the, it was an old-school Spider-Man Build-A-Figure wave. I can't even remember who we were building at the time. He's got the green and orange more going on this one right there. And then the last version we got is this one, more of a traditional yellow and green, but definitely very similar Doc Ocks, but different Doc Ocks is what we got going on here. But I'm definitely here for these. I really wanted this one to be better. I had really high hopes for this, but without his tentacles, what do you really got? What do you really got with Dr. Octopus without tentacles? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop the clock. Busting back in here in this video as I've been playing around with this Dr. Octopus figure, as I've been trying to take pictures of this figure, and let me tell you, hot garbage, unfortunately. That's all I can say about this, as those tentacles do not stay at all in that Dr. Octopus figure. I'm playing with it back and forth. You get 2 in, 1 falls out. You finally get that 3rd one in, it falls out. It just does not work with these tentacles. The Hasbro team needed to do something absolutely different on this one. Of course, we're going to do top 10 worst figures of the year. As of right now, I'm going to put this Dr. Octopus in that mix there. It is so unfortunate, but I did find a little bit of a hack, and this isn't a hack for everybody by any means. The first version of Doc Ock, you leave it as is. Put it off to the side. If you have this one, keep it as is. However, if you have the retro carded Dr. Octopus from a few years ago that came out, what I ended up doing was taking the new tentacles from the brand new 2-pack, put it on this one, took his tentacles off, put it on this version of Dr. Octopus. These stay perfectly in here. There is no issues with these staying in. It does work with this Dr. Octopus. I feel like the color scheme on from the tentacles from this one moving over to this one does work really good for the figure. So really, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be the hack I do. So I'm going to have my Doc Ock like this. You can move the tentacles around, things like that. These are not bendable tentacles, easy for me to say, with this one. So then what I got with the bendable tentacles, they fit kind of. It is not a perfect fit in here, but it is much tighter on this version of Dr. Octopus than this one. So you move your bendable ones over here, and that's what you're going to have to do. I don't see any other way around that unless you're going to modify these tentacles or something to fit here, because no matter how hard I tried, and let me tell you, I tried for way too long. There's time I'm never going to get back in my life, unfortunately, trying to make these work. They just would not work. So it's great if you have an older version of Dr. Octopus and you want to move the tentacles over to one of these, grab these tentacles, put over here. You could definitely do that. That is going to be the recommendation here. If this is your only Dr. Octopus figure you have in your collection, man, I feel sorry for you. That's my final verdict there. So wanted to break in after I played around with it a little bit to give my final takes on this Doc Ock. Octopus without tentacles. It's just a mess is what you do got. And Aunt May, it's good to have a version of Aunt May. I don't know if it's going to change anybody's life, but it is good to have it. I will go with that. So a little bit of a disappointing 2-pack as I sit right now. Like I said, I'll play with it a little bit more. But as of right now, my verdict is I'm a little disappointed by this Dr. Octopus. That's just very disappointing. Those should stick in there fairly easy. I get they should be able to be plugged out, but man, that's pretty loose. As you saw, I tried to put one in, the other one would fall out. So very, very disappointing at the end of the day. I'd love to hear from you guys and gals out there in the comment section. How tight are your tentacles? Are they very tight? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this 2-pack. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. You guys know we got videos every single day, and then some. We got all kinds of content for you, including early access to videos like this and bonus content over on the Patreon channel. Patreon, best way to support this channel and all the content. There's tons of stuff over there. Hours and hours, who are we fooling? Days and days of entertainment over there. And you can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And then don't forget to hit me up, follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for a disappointing Dr. Octopus and a middle-of-the-road Aunt May, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.